I'm John Goodman. You know, I grew up here in St. Louis, and like everybody else in town, I've always loved the St. Louis Zoo. The show will begin in a few moments. For your safety, and as a courtesy to others, we ask that you remain seated on the benches and keep the aisles clear for the performance. We will offer an opportunity for close-up photographs after the show. In consideration of our young guests, please, no smoking. This show is proudly sponsored by First Bank. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the show.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. How you guys doing? I think you guys can do better than that. This beautiful weather. There we go. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome out to the First Bank Sea Lion Show. My name is Ashley. I'm going to be your narrator. I'm all the way over on your right on this side of the stage. I'm going to go ahead and narrate our spring training demonstration for you guys. I'll also leave time throughout for questions. So guys, be thinking of all those really important questions you'd like to ask us here at Sea Lion Sound. So I'd like to welcome you guys to our spring training demonstrations. We're very thankful that you guys can join us. That way you guys can see just what the Sea Lions have been up to all winter. I will start off with some introductions on stage. The trainer that we have in the beautiful red is Miss Katie. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
And then joining her, the brown furry one waving along with her, that is Rosie. Rosie is a diva, that's for sure. Rosie is a 13-year-old female California sea lion. She will be turning 14 this summer. And Rosie has been doing shows pretty much her entire life. So she has been in training since she was a wee little thing at 6 months of age. So she is definitely what we like to call a show veteran around here. She knows the ropes, but I did mention already, she is also our resident diva. So hopefully we don't see too much diva behavior from Rosie. She's doing pretty good so far, but I don't want to say too much. That could change at any moment, but this is a pretty good sign for Rosie. Like I said, she's a resident diva. She knows she's a superstar, so she takes full advantage of that.
He's here.
Beautiful. A nice birthday kiss for Katie. It's Katie's birthday tomorrow, guys. So happy birthday, Katie, a little bit early. Now, I did mention we're very thankful that you guys could join us for our spring training demonstrations. It's good for both of us. I'm sure you guys like to see the Sea Lions back in action after our winter off, that's for sure. But it's also really good for the Sea Lions. So we like to let everybody know all winter long, weather permitting, we do work on new and old stuff with our Sea Lions. We try to run them through our show behaviors. That way we can maintain those behaviors that they already know. But we also work on training lots of new behaviors over the winter time. So we like to tell kids, when you guys go back to school in the fall and in the winter, the Sea Lions do too. We work on all sorts of new things for them all winter long. And like I said, of course that's weather permitting. So when we got all that snow and ice, we weren't able to use our stage. So we actually were without our stage for a good bit. And then the other thing is, of course, we don't have an audience out here when they're working on their new and old stuff. So it had been quite a while since Rosie had seen people out here, especially a large amount of people. So just like any diva, that could take a little bit of time getting used to it. So like I said, it's also good for the Sea Lions too. We're thankful that you guys can come out, get them used to seeing the crowds and the people and all the noise once again. That definitely helps Miss Rosie. In fact, she's so happy about it. She knows she's doing a fabulous job so far. As an early birthday present for Katie. She says, "You're welcome, Katie. Make it easy for you this afternoon." Now, we do use positive reinforcement training to work with our Sea Lions. We get a lot of questions about how do you have the Sea Lions learn those things? How do they do those things? We use positive reinforcement. In fact, that's the same training that you guys could use with your pets at home, your dogs and cats. Same training you guys can utilize with them. Basically, what it means is that we reward the good, correct behavior. So anytime Katie asks Rosie to do something, if she does it correctly, she's going to reward that good behavior. And primarily around here, we do use a lot of fish. We do use their diet as their primary reinforcement. So you guys will see lots of fish flying through the air. But you guys will also notice, I'm sure you've already noticed, that Katie does talk to Rosie. She praises her, she interacts with her. Lots of kisses, lots of high five, lots of petting and scratching, just like you might do with your pets at home. All of those things as well can be reinforcing to our sea lions. It's what we call secondary reinforcers. So right away, of course, you're not going to go up to a wild sea lion and pet and scratch it, but certainly over time, Rosie can learn that those things can feel kind of good. That can be reinforcing as well, getting a nice little pet, nice little scratch down. So you'll see all of that stuff as well on top of the fish. But of course, we do feed out a lot of fish around here. We get a lot of questions about our fish as well.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Right now, the smallest fish that we feed out, that I believe Rosie is playing with right now, is a capelin. Capelin is low-calorie and low-fat fish, so Rosie is not supposed to be playing with that one because it's kind of like a carrot stick for us. It's a little snack. We also feed out herring, which is their larger, fattier fish. And in the wintertime especially, we tend to feed out mackerel as well, which is kind of a larger fish. And then last but not least is squid. We kind of like to call that sea lion dessert around here. They really seem to enjoy their squid the most. And well, we talked about what happens when our sea lions do something right, when they do something correctly. We didn't talk about the reverse, however. If the sea lions don't do something that we ask, or they do it incorrectly, do a wrong behavior, maybe take a little swim in the moat, that's okay. We never punish our animals. All we do is we try to simply ignore that wrong behavior for a few seconds, and then move on to something else. And like I said, we try to do our best to ignore that wrong behavior, but sea lions can come up with some pretty funny behaviors sometimes. Sometimes we just want to laugh when you're doing the wrong thing. Parents, I'm sure you guys can relate. Your kids have probably done something you want to laugh at, but maybe you shouldn't. Same thing with the sea lions. So sometimes we try our best to ignore it, and then we'll kind of move on, keep it positive, move on to a different behavior. Maybe they just weren't feeling that behavior at that moment. We can always go back to it later if we feel like it, or maybe we just completely ignore that behavior for a session or two. We'll come back in another time and work on it again. But we always try to keep it nice and positive for our sea lions, keep it on a positive note. And I think I spoke too quickly when I said Rosie was doing pretty good, because now she's giving Katie a little bit of run for her money. But I think she can finish out this session for us. She's doing pretty good. Now this is one of Rosie's impressions. I'm going to see, it's kind of a hard one. I'm going to see if anybody knows what she's trying to do. Does anybody know what she's trying to be? A seal, that's right. Very good, guys. She was trying to be a seal in honor. Actually, I think it's a National Seal Day, I believe, or Seal Day today. So yes, Rosie wanted to celebrate that. So yes, that is Rosie's seal impression. She wants to remind you guys she's a sea lion, of course. She's not a seal. She does get mistaken quite often for a seal. A few ways you guys can easily tell them apart. First of all, if you look at Rosie's very large front flippers that Katie's showing off, sea lions have those really large front flippers. Seals, in contrast, have very small front flippers. So, whereas Rosie's kind of sitting up on all fours right now, you saw Rosie can run all over. She has a pretty easy time getting around on land. A seal, however, because of those really small front flippers, cannot get around very easily on land, so they have to slink, just like Rosie was demonstrating for us. They definitely cannot hop or dance or any of those beautiful things that Rosie can do. However, if you guys would like to see a seal, we do have one. She's not in our show. It'll take her quite a while to get out here, but she resides on our exhibit. So if you guys maybe walk through the tunnel, you see a green animal with black spots. That's our one harbor seal, Nuna. Say hello to her. Wish her a happy Seal Day, of course. And there's also some sea lions out there as well. So you guys can try to see for yourself if you can spot a few of the differences between seals and sea lions, because there are a few, that's for sure. All right, and I think Rose is getting ready to wrap up our time with us, because she's done a pretty good job so far. She's been getting a little distracted at the end. Yes, but you've been doing fabulous, Rosie. You always know when they start to get a little distracted, especially that Rosie girl. It's usually time to head inside. So Katie's going to run Rosie back inside, but don't you guys worry, because we're going to have a new trainer and a new sea lion for the second half of our training demonstration. So thank you very much, Rosie. You did a fabulous